Hey everyone, it's June Lucal, and I'm here. Remember, those of you who don't know me, let's put it this way. I am an art teacher, and I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 18 years, I think, if I did the math right. I never can remember. Since 2004, so whatever that is. Today, we are going to be doing a mystery card, and hopefully you got the clue number 1 in the description, or on my website, youcanstamp.com. I have that up here, as well as the host code if anyone is thinking of ordering any of these supplies. Of course, that's an extra bonus if you do, but because I am here really to be teaching you, but or at least sharing something with you, I guess, is more the thing, because I don't want to make this hard. This should be fun. All right. And I know some people were a little stressed out last time, but I want this to be fun. So hopefully people are here, and if you don't feel comfortable, but I'm going to do it twice, 2 different cards. This is the whole supply list for 1 card. I am going to make 2 different versions of this card. So I will do it once, and then you can do it with me at home with your supplies. All right, card's going to look different, but it's going to look really cool. I think you're going to enjoy it. And this one's kind of a different kind of fold. You might have seen this before. Some of you have been stamping for a while, but I think it's going to be fun. So anyway, thanks for being here. Looks like we had Julie and James. I know we have some more people hopefully coming. So I just go over the list, make sure we have everything while we wait for others to get here. So first of all, remember, this is for 1 card. So if you are making more than 1 card, be sure to double the recipe, if you will. All right. And then I tried to make this planning as logical and simple and straightforward as I could. Considering you don't know what the result's going to be, I want this to be relatively comfortable. All right. So first of all, the card base should be the same color as your main stamped image. We'll call that color 1. All right. And the image should be 3 by 3 or so. You could actually, and I didn't put this in there because I was worried it would be a little complicated. If you wanted to put several together to make about a 3 by 3 inch image, that would be fine with me. So when it comes down to it, though, it does not matter if it's a bold image, line art, or 2-step stamp, though. Remember, this image should be mostly color 1. So if it's line art, plan on coloring it in somehow using color 1. I'd go with a medium shade, not super light, not super dark. All right, so I chose Mint Macron for 1. And for the other card, I'm going to use Petal Pink. All right, and it says, so those are my choices of colors, and we'll get to the details here in a second. You also need 2 patterns of coordinated pattern paper. I recommend they have the same colors but different textures. And actually, the more I thought about it, it doesn't really matter if they're different. You could use the same pattern paper in 2 places. That'd be okay. But it's more fun if you have the same colors but different patterns, if that makes sense. So that they should include color 1 and color 2, which is the next one. So while you're at it, pick another color 2, in the pattern paper. You'll need some cardstock and possibly baker's twine, thin ribbon, or some non-paper embellishment like sequins or rhinestones that look good with your stamped image. And I totally forgot about that part, so I'm glad I read that. You also need an ink pad, and I'd use a darkish color if possible. So you can use black if you are using like a monotone or monochromatic, picture or kind of situation. All right, now let's get to details. Stamps. So stamps that are approximately 3 by 3, that image that I mentioned. So this is possibly slightly larger, but approximately 3 by 3. It's not, I didn't measure it exactly, but it should work. And I'm going to use that turtle, and then I'm also going to use this one for my flowered one. All right. And then words, long and thin. Oh, by the way, these are the patterned papers that I chose. So this one's going to go for the Mint Macron, and this one's going to be the flowers. And you can tell which one goes with which, right? Okay. Then I also, the color 2, this was going to be the dark version of this. And then navy is the dark version for this one. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. All right, so back to this, the details, the stamps. I got the stamps. And then I also wanted words, long and thin preferably, or they can be cut into multiple thin strips. So I wanted to do one of each to show you what I meant. This one has 2 lines, but I can stamp it and cut them in half to make strips. And then this one is just simply happy birthday, a long thin one. All right, and then so color 1, your choice. Let's move these. You needed cardstock cut 4 1/4 by 11, so that's basically half of a regular piece cut lengthwise, and then cut out another piece that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 of that. Then you also need ink pad or markers or whatever you're going to end up coloring it. So I have Mince Macron ink over here. Next, color 2. That's the one that coordinates with color 1, most likely darker. So here I have Night of Navy. I also cut out, that's my 3 5/8 inch square. I also have ink. And I need to find, I'm 90% sure. Yep, I do have some navy baker's twine. Lucked out on that one. For the other one, I don't have much left, but I do have a little bit of the other one. So, all right. And, okay, printed paper. So printed paper 1. And here's where I'm going to use this printed paper. And I'm using this one from, these are both packs of paper that are going to be discontinued soon. So I definitely wanted to use that. This one is from By the Bay. All right, got a lot of great patterns in that one. And then this one is from Country Floral, which has a bunch of these other ones. Whoops. These are both in the mini catalog and won't be around for a whole lot longer. So if it's something you're interested in, I'd get it before it becomes, while supplies last, or worse, before they're gone. All right, so next, printed paper 2 with color 1 and 2. And you can have more than one color, those colors. So actually mine went very simple. I actually have, this was a scrap I already had, and it was 1 inch, I'm sorry, 1/2 inch by 4. So it's a little bit thinner, or narrower, I should say. And then this one was one I cut to go with for the flower one. And that is the full length, I think, that I mentioned, 4 1/4. All right, and then we need white or vanilla 4 by 4 squares. Got that. And a cardstock scrap. Blah. And I have that right here. And let's see, and cardstock 1/2 inch strips or scrap for the words. All right, I've got a million of those, but let's see. All right, here's some. Okay, that should be it. Hopefully everybody has the things they want. And if you're watching this later, the nice thing is you can pause this and come back if you want. Oh, I'm sorry. There was a page 2 to this. For the first time I've ever had that, my message was so long for this clue 1, partly because of the general planning. I was just trying to make this as simple or understandable as possible. So without getting too stressful. All right, other things you need: something to score cardstock, like a trimmer or simply score, or even a ruler and paper clip. You also need scissors, adhesive, Stampin' Dimensionals. That's these, in case you're not familiar with them, that pops it up. And then other coloring tools like markers or aqua painters, paintbrush, whatever you need to be, depending on the stamp, that first one. And then optional cardstock scraps to punch or extra stamps to go with your main image. Like if you have flowers and you want to put leaves with it, or if you have a teddy bear and you want balloons to go with it or something like that. That's optional though. All right. Okay, let's move on. All right, so clue 2. Stamp your 3x3 or so image on the scrap, not on the 4x4. Just keep that in mind. But do that on white or vanilla with your color 1 stamp and or color it. Fussy cut this out with your scissors. All right, so I'm going to have a 2-step stamp for this one, this turtle. And remember, you're making 1 card generally. I know Julia is really good at this, and she made 2 last time. She did a great job. But she's been stamping for a while. So if you're new at this, don't feel pressured. It's totally fine. Okay, so we got that full strength. And now this is really neat because you can actually turn it over. So whoops, this is reversible. So let me actually wash that up, clean it off. Here I have my very stained but very useful Stampin' Chamois, I think it's called. Not chamois. Is it chamois? Maybe. Yeah, it soaks up water. It's really great. All right, so then I'm going to flip it over. And since this was a symmetrical stamp, there shouldn't be any trouble with that. All right, so I'm going to stamp this again. I'm going to put something underneath this because I don't. Wow, it's very sticky. Oh, that's right. I need the whole thing. I'm going to put this on kind of a padded surface. All right, and then I'm going to line this up. And sometimes you could stamp off, but I think I'm going to keep this full strength and see how that goes. Okay, so there I have a turtle. I need to cut that out. Now the other one, close that up. The other one is I'm going to do with markers. All right, this is kind of a 2-step stamp too though. So all right, I'm going to take the side of my markers and I'm going to cover the heads of the flowers with petal pink ink. And I know this is kind of stained, so it's hard to tell. Makes a squeaky sound. Okay. Okay. Nope, that's fine. Stampin' Chamois. Thank you for I was doubting myself. One of those situations, right? All right. So now I'm going to put some. Oh, sorry. Partly off the screen here again. All right. So let's see if we. It's pretty light, but I'm going to actually stamp this 2-step stamp. It's very, very light. So I'm going to do another kind of like a layer or 2 of the flower. So I've got this. All right, I'm going to put that on top. I might even do a second one. Okay. And then we'll cut these out. All right. Oh, and stamp the words on the strips. So let me move these. And the words. All right. So those are my images and the words. So here we have Happy Birthday. And I'm going to do that in the Mossy Meadow. That's my color 2. And we'll put that. There. And then for the turtle, we're going to do this. And I'll put this in a different, like over here maybe. And we'll do Night of Navy for that one. And we'll cut those apart. Okay. All right, so let's get to cutting. Fussy, cut this out with your scissors. So I actually have one that I could, there's a die, but honestly, it's going to take a while. Probably take as long as it would to find it as to cut it out. But there is one. I like to rough cut these out. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing more, and then I'm not fighting with the scrap. Yeah, so hopefully you're following this pretty well. Shouldn't be not getting too complicated yet. Your card's going to have its own individual flair anyway. Yep. Yeah, so I took a little time out today. I've been working really hard on my homework. I had a couple things due last night, and for the most part, I made it. I turned one in a little bit late, but I think she'll agree that the one I turned in half an hour later than the other one is a lot better. So, although then I read a note, I was waiting for her to reply to something, and she never did. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to go with this. And then turns out she replied in kind of like a different area. I was like, darn it, wish I'd seen this. I made myself I mean, it's a good topic. It's going to be dyslexia, visual literacy, and dyslexia, and visual literacy, dyslexia, and hybrid picture book novel format. So there is a really cool book. It's not really a topic I would have picked up, to be honest. French movies from the 20s is not something that I'm particularly interested in. But see here, I wish I had that thing to the dies, but I will do this and get this little center part out. There. All right, and then, so anyway, it's about, oh, phooey, I stamped that really close to the edge. All right, well, anyway, it's about movies. It's a super thick book, and it would really make anyone carrying it around feel very important. And I know kids with dyslexia, or who have trouble reading for some other reason, they feel really sad. Like, I don't know. They know they can't do it. They can't read it. Or if they do pretend that they can, that's just really hard on them psychologically. But if you have a really big book and someone's thinking, oh, wow, you're reading a really big book, maybe that will change, it's going to help psychologically. Okay. Now, the reason why it's such a thick book, I mean, it has like 700 pages or something, is because half of the pages are pictures, and they tell part of the story without words. So it's very cool and very good for kids who have trouble with reading, but also like all of us, there's so many more pictures in the world that we need to be able to read pictures. We need to be able to look at pictures and really understand what they're saying. And that is not something that is taught much. Of course, me as an art teacher would, that's what I do. So that's not taken very seriously, unfortunately, though, by administrators and parents and all that. So I'm going to make this paper, this final paper, all about that. And she said I could have just done the visual literacy part of it instead of what I'm going to propose is to do this paper the same way I would do it with this book. So made that a little hard for me, but I think it actually could come out very cool in the long run. All right, so here's where we're talking about with the words. So I'm going to cut this out. And it's okay if it looks a little bit rough, in my opinion anyway. All right, now I'm going to cut that down the center. Kind of like a rustic sign kind of idea is where I'm going with that. So you could even cut those down into 4 pieces if you wanted to. I'm going to see how it looks first and then maybe cut that. And then let's see. Let's cut down happy birthday a little bit. And I might, just for fun, because I like to do that, is to put these little banner tails. All right. And then, let's see, do it out here. Okay. So there's a couple ways to do it. All right. That's 2. 2 is done. 3, attach the 2.5-inch square of pattern paper to the color 2 square. Then attach this to the color 1 square. Oh, that sounds complicated, but it's really not. So here I have the 3.5-inch square of pattern paper to the, 3.5-inch piece to the 3 5/8 piece. So like that. You probably guessed that that was how it was supposed to be. Oh, wait, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Because it's good to show how that works. I know some people are frustrated. I think it's a little tricky to get started. But once you do, it's really easy. All right, and then we can line this up. And then let's do the same with this other one. So this is the hard part, getting it started. So I see it got caught a little bit there. You can see that real nice on this one. And I like using the silicone mat because if I go off the edge, it can be hard to get off of the table. So, all right, so I've done that. Now using Stampin' Dimensionals, and then attach this to the color 1 square. So this is the color 1 square, and that's going to go here. And then this will go on here. Okay, let's see. All right, and then this one. And that can go on this. All right, now we're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. Attach your fussy cut image and word strips to the square in an interesting way. If your image needs ground to sit on or stand on, feel free to attach it close to one side, one edge outside the square so it seems like it's sitting. So like if you wanted to have your flower coming off, out of the ground or something, you could do that. Or if you had a duck or something that you wanted to have more grounded, go for it, because that's going to help in the long run. I don't want to give away too much information, but you'll probably figure this out pretty soon. Now we're going to use dimensionals to put that up. So, or to pop this up, I guess is the word. And I'm just going to, let's see, going to put a tiny one over here to help support that. All right, so I could make that there or here. Maybe I will go there. And then the words could go, just put that up here at the top. This one, maybe I'll go, it's kind of nice when you go outside of the picture plane that they call that. So it brings your eye to that, and it does kind of, instead of just putting it in the center, which is fine, but this is better, okay? Because that's like, ooh, something's different. It's off a little bit. And then it balances better with this. So I think if I did this, sending healing thoughts your way, something like this. I don't even have to make them straight. They could be a little crooked. Maybe I'll have it go off in two little areas up here too. Okay. So now that I've arranged that, let me put some dimensionals and attach that. And you can attach yours. And then, let's see. The words don't necessarily need to get popped up, although you're welcome to. In fact, you don't necessarily have to pop this up at all, but I think it looks good. Okay, sending healing thoughts your way. So you know what? I might actually use some glue on this. So here we go. There. Actually make that one. They're just because they're so skinny. And then okay, and then let's take these off. Oh, I was feeling like it was still kind of hanging there, and I just realized it's the leaf that's bugging me. There. Oh, here. This one. That didn't have anything on there a second ago. All right. So I'll have that look like it's coming out. And then we'll glue this on. That could go something like that too, but then I'd have to cover up my. Now I'm feeling like maybe I should put it over here. You can. I like that how it's going off the edge in two places, so maybe I will do that. I'll try to. There's a adhesive remover. I used to sell it. My old one was like the one from college, worked really well. This one I got at the dollar store. It's all right, not great. It's very dollar store-ish, I guess. Okay. You get what you pay for. All right, I'm going to keep these close by because I'm actually going to need them later. But here I have my two basic covers. All right, so clue 3 is done. Clue 4. Next, score the, let me put it this way, 4 3/4 by 11 piece at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4, and then bend to form something like a capital J from the side view. Alrighty, so let's see. I'm going to put these a little bit out of the way. And then here are my long pieces and my trimmer, which remember, there's 2 of these usually on there. The one that's darker is more. So I think of it as deeper, and it's the cutter blade. And then the lighter one is less, so it's the scoring blade, or scoring tool. All right, so I'm going to score at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. So actually 2 3/4 comes first, so maybe I'll do that one first. There, back and forth, and then 5 1/2. There, not so hard. So I should have, and however you do it, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way, to be honest. It seems to work either way. So I'm going to fold it once and then fold it again. And then does that kind of look like a J? It's kind of a blocky J. It's kind of hard to see, but this way. All right, I was trying to figure out how to describe that. It was a little bit tricky. All right, so let's do this one. And then 5 1/2. All right, and then we'll fold that. Oh, I think folding it. Yeah, no, bending was part of this one. Okay. On to 5. Position this piece vertically with the largest section of the 3 closest to you. All right, so here we have 1, 2, 3. And this is the largest part of it, and that's closest to me. Okay. And then here's the same thing as that one. Okay. Then we're going to take the white or vanilla cardstock square and attach to the inside of the largest section lined up with the bottom edge. So there'll be a nice little border around that. Okay. And let's glue that down. I think this is going to be a cute little card, honestly. And it's going pretty quick. Okay, so there should be about 1 inch left uncovered at the top of this. Okay, then put dimensionals. This must be raised slightly on the back of the pattern paper strip and place it horizontally near the top of the white square that you just placed. Might look good to have about 1/8 of an inch of white showing on the other side. So here are my little strips. All right, this is the side I'm going to use, and so is that one. So I'm going to put those face down so I can put the dimensionals on them. Okay, this is important that it's raised up a little bit, and you'll see in a minute why. So that'll go. I'll take these off. All right, and that's going to go. Now, this one was a little bit shorter, and that I think is still going to work. There. Got about 1/8 of an inch white above it. And then this one. And this one's going to go all the way across. Okay. Okay. 6 next. Close the card now so that the 2 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 sections of the card base are all that show. So here, the 1 2 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, 3, whatever. You heard what I said. Put adhesive on the one section closest to you and line up the bottom edge of your decorated square with the front edge closest to you so that these pieces stick together. All right, so I'm going to put adhesive on the bottom section. All right, and put that back where it was. Now I'm going to put this, and I'm going to line that up with the bottom edge. Put that on top. All right, let's do the same thing with this one. And then we'll put this lined up with the bottom edge. So that these two pieces stick together. All right, bet you can tell what's going to happen next. All right, finally add non-paper embellishments and sit your easel card up so that the patterned paper strip holds the edge of the square upright. You can write on this white square or stamp a simple message if you want, which I didn't mention, but so that stands up like this, and I need to put some kind of embellishment on it, but can you sort of see how that, I'm having to do this at an angle because my camera is such there. All right, so that's going to hold it. Oh, come on. Hard to do this in the air. If this was sitting on a table, it would make more sense. So does that make sense? Hopefully. All right. And you can bend this a little bit more so it stands up. Okay, and that's the easel card. I'm going to put some, what can I put on this one? Oh, I was like, what did I get? So I have this little ribbon. I love this 1/8 of an inch ribbon. This is on clearance right now, if you're interested. It comes with the Moonlight Mist. Same kind of thing, but the Moonlight Mist, which is discontinued. I hope it comes back. That would be awesome. I really like that one. All right, and then I could put that somewhere like that. So I'll just put glue on it. Okay, and then that'll sit up like that. Let's do the same thing with this one. Oh, do they? They show Misty Moonlight and Just Jade ink spots. Good point. I did not notice that. Yeah, both of them are awesome colors. Just Jade goes with this one, doesn't it? It's like a darker shade of this one. That would be great. Now, how am I going to do this? Maybe that would have been nice, but well, maybe I'll actually use dots or something with that one. I do have these. I don't know that they're navy. It might be a little bit darker. A little bit darker, or brighter, I should say. There. Okay. And there you have it. So if you want to put a message inside, you can, or you can write a message. Either way. Here's what they look like. Well, sort of tipped up, or, at their side. They'll look like that. Okay. All right. So that's my easel cards. Sorry, you can't really see it unless I tip it up or something like this. So, all right. I would love to see your cards. If once you get them done, like I know nobody's actually working on them right now, but if you are watching this video later, I'd love to see what you come up with. So you could post those on Facebook or youcanstamp.com, I believe, or email them to me, june@youcanstamp.com. That is always acceptable. All right, so sorry. And if this keeps popping out, you can always kind of like extra, press that fold down. But the nice thing is they'll fit in a card or an envelope, I should say. They are a card. So, it's going to be a standard size, and that is always great, right? Okay, so other things. See the card that inspired this. All right, this is one that I did. Oh gosh, I don't have the date on this one, but this one I made. And so see how it's got a teddy bear sitting on the line. Okay, and that was a very cute kind of paper with these little soft seafoam stars on it. And then I had this striped one that looked cool. So I see how I used the bow on the bear. That was easier than on a turtle. Turtles just aren't known for their fuzziness, softness, whatever. So, that's why I had alternative embellishment possibilities. Now, visit youcanstamp.com and follow my blog. All right, that gives you notifications, if I understand correctly, of when I put new posts up. And I have had a hard time getting some of the posts done lately, but because there's not actually a whole lot to say. But I do have a couple ideas that I'm going to get out soon. But I didn't want to confuse everything with the mystery card clue. So I wanted that to be a primary thing when you went on the page. So the next stamp camp will be on Saturday, May 6th at noon. And Stamp Club, if anyone's interested, is going to be this Saturday, April 1st. So we already have a group of people, but if you are interested, it's not too late. We can get you there. And if this is assuming you're in Northeast Ohio, well, actually, you wouldn't really need to be you could be anywhere to do the orders, to be part of the club. So, that's always a possibility. If you're watching this and you live somewhere else, that's cool. We're getting close to the end of the mini catalog time when items start becoming while supplies last, and we're losing some colors. So if there's anything you must have, get it now. Check out the online store. You can go to youcanstamp.com. In the corner, upper right-hand corner, there should be pictures of colored pencils, and it's like the portal to the online store. And if you're buying anything under $150, if you use this host code, it helps link them together and helps me get free things that I can demonstrate more things. So I appreciate that. If you're not going to order more, it's not going to cost you anything. It's just going to help me out a little bit. But if you're buying over $100, consider joining so that you get more for your money, because there's a really great discount. and you get access to the latest Stampin' Up! News and ideas and all this other stuff. So kind of a sneak peek of all the time. Be sure, and I also invite my downline to come to my stamp club, at least until I get more people. Then I could have my own meetings, I suppose. So now next Tuesday is April 4th, sorry. And that is when I'm going to do another, I think I'm going to focus on, not going to think, I am going to focus on Dainty Delight. And I'm going to be giving away one of these, this pack of paper that goes with it that is no longer available. So to one lucky person who is watching. So tell your friends, tell people to come watch. All right. And then the next mystery card is going to be April 24th. So the fourth Monday of the month. Have a blast stamping. That's the most important thing on the list. And post your mystery card creations under this video on Facebook or email me or on my website. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful night. And thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. All right. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.